Episode number 2 of the OMI Student Success Story series is here. And holy crap, you are in for a treat today with the wisdom drops and transformation story that Mark will be sharing with you today. If you're currently finding yourself literally drowning in your editing queue, staying up till 3 a.m., fueled by coffee and snacks, and the Netflix thing that you've been binging on the side just to get through, or you've even been wondering if it's even worth continuing your photography business, or if you're better off just quitting and getting a regular job. If any of this is something that you're experiencing right now, this episode is a must listen for you. It's going to give you so much hope, so much newfound excitement in your heart, in your spirit, that your life and business doesn't have to look like this, it doesn't have to feel like this. So today I'm joined by Mark, who's a former chef turned luxury wedding photographer. He captures elevated, candid moments with an editorial twist for couples across Toronto, Vancouver, and some seriously dreamy ass destinations like Europe, Mexico, and the US. Mark is obsessed with snowboarding, surfing, hanging out at the beach, and now, thanks to the smart outsourcing workflows he's put in place from OMI, he actually has time to enjoy these hobbies. But it always wasn't like this. Not long ago, Mark was stuck doing everything himself. He was culling, he was editing, he was doing all the admin, the contracts, and the list goes on. And he completely burnt out. He was actually hanging on by it felt like a thread when he reached out to me, and he was actually going to quit photography altogether. In this episode, Mark shares how he turned his business and his life around, going from exhaustion and overwhelm to shooting 50 weddings a year, building an incredible team, tripling his delivery speed, doubling his bookings, doubling his revenue, and finally feeling like he's living the dream and not just building a business. This is a powerful episode about redefining success, taking control of your time, and building a business that actually supports your lifestyle. So enjoy the episode. Mark, welcome to the Shine and Thrive Photography Podcast. I'm so excited to have you on and finally dive into your story because I've been waiting to have this conversation with you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to celebrate you, to celebrate all the progress you made, and to share your story with everybody else so that you can be that like guiding inspiration that I know so many photographers need.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited too.
Of course. And I wanted to just start off the episode because it really helps to have for other photographers to have a little bit of context of, okay, what kind of photographer is this person? Like, how long have they been doing this? Just so they can get a sense of, oh, are they where I am? Are they a couple of steps ahead of me? So, yeah, maybe let everybody know high level. What kind of a photographer are you? What do you love to shoot? What kind of business do you run to? What's your business model? And how long you've been in business?
Okay, so I've been in business. I first picked up a camera 8 years ago. Since then, I've done a little bit of everything. Like I did some commercial work, I did some like food photography, restaurants. I did a bit of everything. But where I really started to found my groove was in the wedding space. I got into weddings like 5 years ago, which was like right around COVID. So obviously things started to change like
Oh, fascinating.
yeah.
Wow.
One of my first weddings was like the February right before COVID really dropped, and then the hell broke loose.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So I've been a wedding photographer for, like I said, about 5 years. We primarily specialize in weddings within Canada, so like coast to coast as well. And like in the last 2 years, we've really expanded into the United States, like Mexico, Central America, and now Europe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like we do weddings all over the place, and it's been a lot of fun. We do typically about 30 to 40 weddings a year. Yeah, like I said, ranging from everywhere from like Vancouver all the way to like Montreal, down to New York or Miami, and then across to Italy and Switzerland and things like that. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. You've grown so fast that it's mind-boggling to me because like I've been shooting for 13 years now and it's just I couldn't even like fathom in my mind what it would feel like or be like to start a photography business at the exact start of a pandemic too.
Yeah.
It's so interesting and how quickly you've been able to grow. And maybe for those listening that are like, wait, who's we? Tell them a bit about your business model and yeah.
By we, I mean like me and my team. Like I have second shooters, obviously like lead photographers, editors, virtual assistants, video editors, videographers. We cover everything, everything wedding related. We can do it all. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. When I say we, it's not just me,
Yeah.
all right? Like that. It took a little while for me to start saying we instead of I and
Mhm.
us instead of me. But yeah, now it's grown into this big team effort, and me and my team are just super excited because the motto within my team is that we're not here to take part, we're here to take over. We're trying to be the best in the game. So,
Oh, I love that.
and it's cool because we all have this one shared like perspective about like we're coming for the top.
Oh, I
It's
love
pretty
that.
interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So a lot of growth mindset going on and helping each other be better. I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And congrats on the Europe weddings. I'm like, that's so exciting. My goal is to have, I think, two a year in Europe. That'd be nice. And actually, fun random side story. I was born in Sweden, so I'm actually able to get a European passport, which I'm like, yes. So I can like easily legally do all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's super exciting. Switzerland. Oh my gosh, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Did you
It'll
shoot that
be
wedding there?
no, that's coming up in 3 weeks. Yeah.
Amazing. And
Very
how,
cool.
I'm so curious, like what percentage of weddings actually do you shoot and do your lead, like primary shooters
I
shoot?
would probably say 70 to 75% are weddings that I still shoot, and
Yeah.
then the other 30% are for my lead photographers and second shooters and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many different ways of running a wedding photography business, and I know there's people that are listening to this that are just getting started and on their own, and there's people that are like considering getting associates, or and there are people that are like, no, I will never have an associate team. There's all ranges. So I love that you're coming on to share this perspective because I've actually never had an OMI student come on that has an associate team
Oh.
that I know of. Maybe they've already transitioned into it, but so this is really great. And I would love to know, start off the conversation around what did your life and business look like before joining OMI? Give
It
me
was,
all the juicy details.
yeah, yeah. It was honestly, it was, man, it was good, but also torturous. Before joining Omi, my business was growing pretty rapidly. We were taking on, sorry, I was taking on like 10, 15 new clients every year. I was doing all the culling, all the editing, all the client delivery, all the contracts, all the invoices, everything myself. And it was awful. It sucked. I was constantly stressed. I was not sleeping properly. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't like, it was just extremely rough. But in terms of the blue chip, oh yeah, my business is growing. Like in that
Yeah.
sense, things were going great. But my quality of life was awful. I just honestly I can't even remember. There was one year where I would have to like take like melatonin pills and
Oh yeah.
like smoke before going to bed so that I could fall
Yeah.
asleep. And it was just like, it was awful because I was so stressed out. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just was infinitely tired, infinitely stressed. I wasn't myself. And then I was just thinking, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, this kind of sucks. Like, I'm super burnt out and I don't know if this is for me anymore. Yeah, like things on the exterior were great because like business was booming, but internally, it was a nightmare.
Yeah. And when you first started your photography business, did you expect any of that to get to that point? It just hits us, smacks us out of left field, and like,
Yeah, yeah. When I first bought a camera, I thought it was going to be rainbows and sunshine.
yeah,
And at that time, I was working like a regular sort of office job. And I was like, oh, if I get into weddings, then I'll just work like 1 day a week. And
yeah,
I'm just going to snap my fingers and I'm going to be cruising.
yeah,
I was completely wrong about that. No doubt about it. No, definitely didn't expect that to happen when I first got into photography. And even for a couple years, I'm like, oh, this will pass. Like I'll just kind of
yeah.
figure it out. But then it doesn't. It just gets worse and worse over time.
Yeah, I love that you touched on that because it's so true. And you know what? Good thing that our minds trick us in the beginning of venture like
Exactly.
that, because then if we actually knew how hard it would be, we would never build the business. We would never
Right.
go climb the mountain. Like it's a good thing that our minds trick us, but then it becomes a bad thing when they continue to trick us and say, yeah, even if I keep doing the same things, I'll get different results. Like I remember I used to every off season, like in January after the busy season, after Christmas, I was like, okay, January, everything's gonna be like, I'm gonna be so much more extra organized this season that I will not hit burnout. I'm just gonna be on point. And then I would go through the season and I would just be overworked and burnt out anyway. And it's like, there's no amount of organization that can solve that. Did you find yourself like in slow season also your mind was like, ah, okay, now I'm slow season. This year will be fine.
I think, honestly, I don't even know what I was thinking.
I know it's so hard to think back in retrospect because it feels so far, you feel so far removed, right?
No, I don't think it's that. I just don't even think I was actually thinking about it.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was more just focused on growing the business and like hustling and like getting out there and coming for it. But I didn't realize that the repercussions of every new client that I onboard is now going to be a client that I have to shoot and call and edit and
Yeah.
deliver and this and that. And I guess I was just thinking about kicking the buck down the line that like, oh, I'll just figure it out later. I'll just like this is
Yeah.
a tomorrow problem. Um,
Yeah.
but I definitely didn't have any forethought in that moment to be like, oh, actually, I need to stop. I need to like think about what my plan is for when wedding season comes around because I'm gonna be fucked if I just don't get any help. And
Yeah.
that's like I said, like that kind of just kept going and going. And if it wasn't for Omi, like I would have been toast.
And when was like so when was that moment that you told me you had that moment of what am I doing? This isn't
Mhm.
the lifestyle that I want. Do you remember approximately when that was? Was it in like busy season? Was it in slower season? When did that hit you?
100%. Yeah, I can tell you exactly when this happened. I shot a wedding in Italy and I flew home and I was laying in bed. And at 3 or 4 in the morning, I literally jumped out of bed with a paralyzing nightmare that like the photos are going to be late or
Oh,
like the client's going to be pissed that I didn't deliver it on time. And I just remember sitting in my bed and being like, what am I doing? This is
yeah.
awful. Yeah, that was definitely like a moment where I was like, this is not, I can't live like this. This is crazy. There was another moment about 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe about 3 years ago, where I stayed up till 5 in the morning editing,
Oh yeah.
out like crazy. Like my eyes looked like they were gonna pop out of my head just to get like this thing done. And I realized that, like in that moment, I'm like, this isn't even my best work. I'm just doing it to get it done. And I'm like,
Mm,
this isn't fair to the clients. This isn't healthy. Like this sucks. But like I'll figure it out later. And yeah, those two moments for sure stick out to me as defining moments where I'm like, something has to change here because this is not okay.
yeah. And around you in your life at that time and in your business, like what else was affected? Like, what other ripple effects were there
Oh.
because you were doing everything yourself and feeling so stressed and exhausted?
Basically everything got affected because I was working till 5 in the morning editing. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't sleeping properly. I was existing on like Red Bulls, coffee, and blueberry muffins.
Blueberry muffins specifically. That's hilarious.
So I wasn't taking care of myself physically. I just remember being like so irritable. Like somebody would, oh, this was a big one. I just remember thinking to myself that I have lost joy in life. I didn't laugh and smile and have a good time. I was just so, I just like cloudy and just heavy every single day.
Yeah.
And I would fly back to Toronto to shoot a wedding and I'd see some of my friends and they'd be having this great conversation. And I'm just like rolling around in my head about, oh, this needs to get done, that needs to get done. And I wasn't even being present with my closest people.
Yeah.
So everything got affected. My sleep, my health, my relationships, like girlfriends and stuff like that I've had.
Yeah.
It just affected literally every part of my entire life.
So then what was the moment like where you're just like, I'm like, was there a moment where you're like, I'm thinking about quitting? Or was
100%.
there a yeah?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. This was like right before joining Omi, and where I was like, I could leave this all behind,
Yeah.
finish up my like weddings this year, and then close up shop, and I can just get like a normal job somewhere that can pay like 100 to 150K and whatever, live
Yeah.
a happy little life. And yeah, it was like right before joining Omi that I thought about this is not for me. I just got like too close to the sun and I just got burnt. Started off as like this fun little hobby, and then I got someone paid me to do it, and then someone paid me again to do it, and then I started charging more, and then I got into business, and then eventually I lost like the whole fun about what I was doing, and I just got burnt out. And so yeah, it was like a while that I was thinking about quitting and leaving it all behind. And then like miraculously, you and I got in touch and I joined Omi, and then my entire life and business changed
Oh my gosh.
instantly. You have no, I was literally this close. Like, I
Oh my gosh.
can't even tell you how close I was to quitting photography.
Wow. And so actually I'm curious, did you dabble in outsourcing before or because so many different photographers come to me at different stages. They're like, I've either never tried outsourcing, I didn't even know it was an option, or I tried it and it didn't work, it sucked. Like, where were you with that?
Before joining Omi, the only thing that I had outsourced was culling for a few weddings here and there because I started working with this associate photographer who was like, "Hey, I have some free time. Like, I call for other people. Would you like me to call for you?" And I remember when we were having this conversation, like the muscle, like in my finger that pushes my finger was sore
Yeah.
from calling back
Oh,
and
yeah.
checking my keyboard. But I was like, "Sure, name your price, and I'm down. Like,
Yeah.
let's just do this." And when I realized, I'm like, oh, like I can just pay somebody to do this and they're happy to do it and they'll do it better and they'll do it faster. That's awesome. And yeah, that was like my first taste of outsourcing. From there, like yeah, it just opened me up to the world of outsourcing everything.
Yeah. So before that, you never even thought of it as a solution. It
No,
didn't even, wow,
because
that's
I always thought
fascinating.
that you're the artist, you're the photographer,
Yeah.
you're the business owner. How dare you outsource your
Yeah.
work? This is what your clients are paying you for.
I
But it's
thought
not
the
like that at
exact
all.
same thing. I remember thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, no, this is a boutique experience. I'm supposed to do everything. But like, where do those beliefs come from? Where does it even come from? Because it's so funny. We're surrounded by businesses in the world that have like multiple employees and people are
Yeah.
doing things together. Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. If you walk into an Apple store, it's not Tim Cook is in there soldering the screen to the back of the phone, or he's not like repairing the cameras when you crack them. Every business runs like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have this idea that everything had to be me, and if it wasn't me, it wasn't going to be done right, or if it wasn't me, the clients would get pissed. And
Yeah.
that's just not true.
Fascinating. Did you have any like fears or reservations like when you were signing up for Omi? Like when you were like, okay, I'm doing this. Did you have anything that was like resisting you or like you had fears of what if it doesn't work for me or what if it costs too much, all these things? Or were you just, oh, no, I'm good, let's go. What did you feel?
So Omi was the first course that I ever paid a noticeable amount of money for.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like I'm not purchasing this to fuck around. Like I'm purchasing
Yeah.
it to get shit done. Like this is too much money for me to just like hope it works.
Yeah.
And like I'm taking this, I'm gonna fucking run with it.
I love that. Oh my God. Resonate with that so much because that's the energy I use when I'm purchasing things and it has to feel in alignment, right? It's not
Mhm.
like oh, I'm gonna just buy this just in case I need this. It's like no, this is just in time.
Mhm.
Oh my God, this is literally exactly what I need. If I'm gonna commit, I'm just gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
And I felt that energy from you from the beginning and the community. And it's that mindset and that energy that I know carried you through and got you the results that you have, which I'm so excited we're gonna dive into. So you guys are gonna hear all of Mark's numbers, how much time he saved, how much he invested. But yeah, so keep walking me through how you felt when you were doing when you
Yeah. It was,
yeah.
I remember driving and talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, this course is not cheap, but if I apply myself to this course, like the potential that it has for opening up my time and my freedom and my business is enormous. And so I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, fuck it. Either I'm gonna quit anyway, so I have nothing to lose. Life is a disaster as it is, so may as well go for it.
true.
Or I buy the course, I like take charge, run with it, go 110% at it, like really focus time and attention to make this thing work for me. And if it works, great. I've just unlocked this massive cheat code in life, essentially, to just
Yeah.
scale my business and have this thriving life. Yeah. So I think what's important is if the, like, I actually appreciate that the course is not super cheap. Because
Mm.
if it was, you wouldn't treat it with the same reverence as like something that's expensive you have to work for and save up for. If you buy something for 50 bucks, you're like, "Ah, I don't know, I'll just fucking watch it later, like whatever." But the fact that like
Exactly.
it kind of, you really have to think about it and commit. That commitment is what pushed me over the edge to be like, this is too much money for me just to fuck around. I actually have to go and crush this and like really commit 110% of myself to.
I love that you said that because that's exactly how I felt when I priced it. And it was honestly, it was like, what return is everybody going to get when they invest this? And they're going to get like 100 times
Right.
return more over
I
their
think that's,
lifetime.
yeah, that's
It's just like,
underselling it.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, now that you say that, I'm like, I think I should price but no, seriously. And like, it's like I've experienced that myself with investing in programs. I remember when I put all my money, I mean, not even my money, my credit card money on the
Oh,
line.
wow.
Like 11 years ago, I invested 10K in a business coach, but that 10K had me so committed and I showed up and I did everything like to the T. And that's what like helped me explode. And it was so beyond worth it.
Yeah.
So I love that you had that mindset. And I think it's really inspiring to hear that for those listening that they have a choice in that mindset too. Like you consciously chose that. You knew you were feeling nervous. You knew you're like, okay, I'm feeling nervous about this, but yeah, you looked at the two paths in front of you and you're like, okay, path A, am I going to continue down this road and essentially not continue because I'm going to quit because I'm burnt out and it's not sustainable? Or do I actually want to start running a photography business that actually gives me freedom? It's like a no-brainer. So I love that you shared that. And I'm curious. So now let's dive into the fun, like bright side of what does life and business look like for you now, a year later?
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty
And
awesome.
you're smiling from ear to ear, which makes me so happy because you said that your you said your energy was just you felt clouded and you weren't smiling anymore and when you were with your friends and stuff like that. And I remember I see it's such an odd transformation that I see in students is like there's Tia. I remember Tia was when she first signed up, she was like so dark and like overwhelmed and stressed and she just had this heavy energy when she showed up to the coaching calls. And then a year later, she was all light and bright and I love life.
Mhm.
And I see you smiling like that. And I didn't know that you weren't smiling that much before because you're always just a smiley guy with me. But I'm like, oh, that's just how Mark is now, I guess. So yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I'm like, yeah, it's just so good to see you happy.
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you. So there was a moment during one of our coaching calls last year or recently when I shot a wedding in Italy and then afterwards my girlfriend and I went to Santorini and we were like in a hot tub and we were just like watching the sunset. It was like one of those like classic
Yeah.
magical moments. And while we're in the hot tub watching the sunset, I got a notification from like my two editors that like, oh, ding, this album's done, and ding, this album's done. And I was like, holy shit, this is
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, it was insane. This was like my, I can't believe it. Like, I'm out. We're good. We figured it out. There's like a little blip in the matrix of you don't have to work your ass off for everything, and other people are happy to do it and they'll do it better and faster than you. So yeah, that was my like holy shit, we made it moment kind of thing where yeah, I'm like enjoying like a little glass of white wine in Santorini while the
Oh,
team is like doing all this work for me and everyone's happy to do it, which was
yeah.
cool.
What a celebration. Oh my God. I got chills when you said that.
Yeah. Try being me. Like imagine being me in that situation. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Definitely it's been like eye-opening for me because like for me, I was always taught by my mom to like work your ass off, put your head
Mhm.
down. You get to the grind. There's no substitution for getting into the grind and working your ass off every single day. And then now there's this mindset of, okay, I actually don't need to be doing and I don't need to know every little thing in my business. Like I can hire people who are better at it, who can do a faster job, who are happy to do it, who they get energy from doing the work that I would
Yeah.
hate to do. And like it's just a better system overall. Everything works so much better. So now I take my dog out to the beach and I answer my team, tell them what needs to be worked on for the day while I'm like throwing the chuck in and we're like running around and having fun on the beach every morning. It's just a total difference about
Oh,
where I was a few years ago to today, like night and day.
what a different lifestyle. Do you find that now it's like your business fits your life? instead of you're trying to somehow fit your life into your business life in a way.
Yeah, like I didn't have a life back then. My
Yeah.
entire existence was my business, and
Yeah.
yeah, now it's just like my business is over here. There, like this takes up some part of my day, but then there's my entire life over here where I have hanging out and going with friends to like a Vancouver Whitecaps game and like walking my dog and like going to the beach and working out and stuff like going snowboarding.
Oh my
It's just
gosh.
opened me up to so many more things that I would want to do throughout my day that I just couldn't do before.
Okay, so now someone else is listening to this and they could be thinking, okay, but does that mean that you're making less money because you are technically working less hours and you're spending more money on outsourcing? Does it mean you have less bookings? What's going on?
No, my bookings have gone up significantly. We've basically doubled the amount of people that we can onboard since joining Omi.
Fuck yeah. Yes, wait, no, that is like a high five, virtual high
Yeah,
five.
there we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're onboarding twice as many clients. We're delivering albums 3 times faster than we were. The quality of the work is better. Like the photos themselves are like cleaner, more polished. They're like more time and attention is spent on every single photo.
Yeah.
Like every part of the business is just healthier and fuller now because of being able to outsource my work and not having to do everything myself.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is amazing. So yeah, those of you listening, like it literally costs you more money not to outsource because you don't have the capacity to take on more bookings. You don't have the capacity to nurture leads. You don't have the capacity to market as
Mhm.
effectively. So you're leaving so much money on the table if you're doing everything yourself. So if you're sitting there thinking, but I can't afford to outsource, I don't want to spend money on it, you're basically saying, I don't want to make more money.
For anyone listening, I'll give you an example. So we shot a wedding this year and we were able to call and edit the entire wedding within 2 weeks. We delivered that album to the client within 2 weeks. The client's, holy shit, like how this is, first of all, the photos look amazing, but like, how did you do
Yeah.
this so fast? This is so great. They were like riding the momentum of the wedding itself. They started posting a bunch of their photos. And then from that, we've already booked one person in because of just that momentum.
Yeah.
Look at how amazing this experience was. And like the booking that we got from that wedding has already paid for like almost all of the outsourcing that I'll do this year, or like a significant percentage of it from that one booking. And we're just getting started out here. This is,
Gosh.
yeah, like the quality of the work is better. We're doing it faster. Everybody is enjoying what they're doing. It's just a no-brainer.
Oh, thanks for sharing that example. It's a perfect segue into hearing your numbers. Do you want me to tell everybody, or do you have them in front of you? We can share.
You
Oh,
might do a better. I have them in front of me, but if you want to share, go for it. You
okay,
more
I know how
succinctly
I'll
than
do it.
saying.
I'll just ask you questions. Okay.
Go for it.
So I guess within the last year, let's first focus on how many weddings, sessions, and shoots you had booked that you were actively outsourcing. So give me the numbers on how many things you shot.
Okay, so within the last year, we did approximately 50 weddings, 30 engagement shoots, and about 20 non-wedding, like commercial projects.
Okay, amazing. And then so you have a VA that supports you. And what do or a couple of VAs, right?
I have two.
Two. Okay, cool. And just to give people like an idea of what tasks VAs can do, like what do your VAs help you with?
So one VA that works for me is helping me with lead nurturing. So we have leads coming into our CRM, and one VA is literally talking to them Monday through Friday, warming up the lead, sharing our albums with them, answering their questions, working them down our sales funnel so that we can book them in. So that's time that I would normally be buried in my phone, but I'm not doing
Mhm.
that anymore, which is awesome. So this VA is literally making me money, which is hilarious. And
Yeah.
then the other VA helps with some of the more creative work. So creating things in Canva, creating new ads that will be used to attract more clients that will be warmed up by the other VA. So it's
Yeah.
work in tandem together like that. She helps with managing our projects in ClickUp. So she'll assign this video work is being sent to this videographer. This person's responsible for this, and the whole thing runs through ClickUp and like our system. So she basically just more or less manages like half of my entire business for me. It's wild.
That's amazing. Okay, so then we have how many hours saved in the last year. So remember, you guys, 50 weddings, 30 engagement sessions, and 20 commercial shoots. How many hours did your VAs save you?
To clarify, I have VAs who help with like administrative stuff, and then I have editors and colors.
Oh yeah, just yeah, we're gonna so you have so you also have VAs that cull for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then editors that are separate, that are editors.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So also we're gonna also throw in culling in there that they also support with culling. So in just
Mhm.
like the VA bucket for those tasks that you mentioned that you get help with, how many hours did you save in the last year approximately?
Approximately 779 hours.
Holy crap. Actually, I'm gonna take out my calculator
Yeah.
quickly because I wanna just do 779 divided by 12 months. That's 64 hours a month
Mhm.
divided by 4 weeks. That's 16 hours a week of Mark's time being saved. And
Yeah.
that's just with VA tasks, not even editing. Wow. And what was your investment to get your time back on that? How much did you spend?
$3,300.
$3,300, you guys, to get all of that time back.
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
crazy. Like it's
It's just,
unreal.
yeah, yeah. And I say this every episode because sometimes I have a lot of new listeners, so I feel like I have to say this every time. But if you're wondering how, it's I teach my students how to successfully hire a virtual assistant from the Philippines overseas, and it's all super ethical. It's just the conversion rate on the dollar that's in our favor. And essentially with the basically getting paid like 3 to 4 times minimum wage there. So they are like very happy and very well
Mhm.
paid for what they're doing, and they get to freelance from home. They get to choose what clients they say yes to, aka us. So it's all super good. That's all I'm going to say because I've talked about it a lot on the podcast, but that's how we're able to get such an amazing rate where it's like a win-win situation for all. Okay, and then let's get to editing. So for editing, how many? I know it's so funny. You're like, because I asked Mark to send me these notes before, and time saved on editing, he wrote 1 billion hours.
Yeah.
LOL. It's it's so
Yeah.
funny because at a point it's like hard to quantify, right? Especially since you haven't been editing yourself for a while. You're just like, what? How? So you guys know how long editing takes, right? It's like a huge percentage of our time. How much time do you estimate, Mark, per just let's focus on a wedding, for example. How much time do you think you were spending before
So
when you were editing?
I actually think that with editing and then like skin retouching and this and that, like I'm sure it's at least like north of around 15 hours or more. I feel like it's got
Yeah.
closer to 15 plus. From those like 50 weddings, we're like at least in like the 750-hour range, like somewhere around that to
Yeah.
edit 50 weddings.
That's amazing. And how much have you invested to get all of that time back from not having to edit?
$3,600. Yeah,
36.
about 36. And then with help from my secondary editor, call it like, I don't know, 4,200 to about five grand.
Okay,
Something.
cool. So about 8,600 for you guys, $8,600 invested to get help with 50 weddings, 30 sessions, and 20 commercial shoots, which is, you guys know, that is like such a small percentage of what you can actually make. So that is incredible, so affordable. If I calculate both together, we have 86 plus 33. Yes, I'm doing it on the calculator. Like
Get
11,
out
so
your abacus.
$12,000 for a business that shoots like you just have capacity. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And I think you mentioned what's the like percentage of your revenue dedicated to outsourcing?
3.7%, 3.75%.
3.75%. Oh
That's
my
crazy.
gosh.
Yeah. If for anyone listening, like if you're working like a regular job, let's say, and your boss is like, hey, I'll take 3% of your paycheck, but then give you like 4 months of vacation, would you do it? Yeah, obviously. You know what I mean?
That is such a great perspective. That is a great metaphor. I have never thought of that one. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
like that's how I thought about it. It's like, how much of this can I invest before I realize that, like, what is my time worth to me? And if your time is worth less than 3.75%, You got to talk to somebody about that because
Yeah.
yeah, the numbers just don't even, they're insane. And in my opinion, I actually feel like I pay my VAs very well.
Hmm.
Like I looked at ChatGPT and asked like, how much would a person living in this particular city need to earn per month in Canadian dollars to have an upper, like an executive level type job? And I basically just structured around that to be like, okay, if they need to make this amount of money, then this is how much I need to pay them per hour to get them there. And so it attracted like higher quality candidates
Hmm.
who really value the job. They show up on time. They're happy to do it. They're like a team player because like the earning for them is massive. They're having a great time. Yeah, like the
That's
numbers,
amazing.
the conversion is just so abundant for us and for
Yeah.
them that it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you shared that. And yeah, there's so many different things we can do to spoil them because it's easy for us. Like even like giving them health care for the year, them and their families, because in the Philippines, it's very hard for them to get health care. And so me living in Canada, I can't even imagine. I never even think about it because it's just like part of our health system. I feel so lucky, but it's just a reminder of how, wait, there's people that actually stress about having to go to the doctors for a visit and not knowing if they'll be able to afford it. And for us to be able to go this route of like just hiring help overseas or in the Philippines and being able to give someone like a rich life just because it's easy for us with the conversion on the dollar is like such, it feels so good, such a blessing. And it's like, why not? So that's amazing. And okay, and I'm curious to hear your perspective. Like, if there's a photographer right now that's considering joining OMI and they know they need it, they know this is like a just in time thing. They know that if they keep going, they're gonna burn out. But they're so scared because they're feeling uncomfortable investing the money or they're uncomfortable because it's going to be a new world and they're going to have to become someone different and do things a little differently. If they're just on the fence and just scared, what would you say to them?
Just go for it. I don't even know how to describe it, but just go for it. You will get so much more out of this than you invest. The cost of joining the community is like this big compared to what you'll get out of it in terms of like your time, in terms of the growth in your business. Just being able to deliver a higher quality experience for your clients is going to pay for the course tenfold. It's a no-brainer. I don't even know how to
Mhm.
describe it because
Mhm.
like it's changed so much about my life and about my business and about my clients' experiences and about the quality of her photos and like even my girlfriend's life or like my dog is healthier because of it, right? It's just so much better and I just couldn't recommend it enough. There's nothing, as far as I can see, there's nothing that I've been able to come across that will help save you more time and more money than joining the OMI community. And not just that, there's a lot of people that feel the same way that you feel. And once you take that leap and you're in it, you're committed. And if you just apply yourself even a little bit, you'll do great. Between the community, like the Facebook group, like the coaching calls that we do, all of these things support anybody who's on the fence or you're feeling lost or you're not sure what to do next. Like the amount of support that you get to, like when you join OMI to succeed is huge. I don't know how to say it, but don't be scared. Just do it because like it's gonna change your life.
Aw, I love that. And you've been such a integral part of the community. You've just been participating so much, showing up to the group coaching calls, asking questions, like sharing tips and ideas with people. So I value your presence so much because you are what makes this community great as well. So I really appreciate you too. And you guys, yeah, in when you join the community, it's filled with alumni that have been in there for 5 years now, even. And so you can ask questions for everyone that's already an alumni or someone new, and I'm there answering questions. And so yeah, you are really supported. And I'm actually something that I admire about you that you had that very strong mindset going in where you're just like it's like you had this like deep trust in yourself that if you commit to something, you can make it happen. Some people I find lack that or go through seasons of not trusting themselves. I know I went through a season of not trusting myself at some point in the last 3 years because I went through so many life changes. So I'm wondering, what would you say to what advice would you have for someone on if they're like, sure, yeah, maybe the course is great, maybe it worked for you, but I am so scared that I will invest and I will not apply. I will not trust myself enough to just take the action. I don't trust myself enough to actually take the actions in the course.
Mm.
What do you have to inspire them that they can find that somewhere within them?
I think what you really have to ask yourself is which life do you want for yourself? If you procrastinate, if you say, oh, I'll do it next time, or I'm not sure if I can take action on doing this, your life won't change. If you apply yourself and you commit and you just spend 1 day a week, that's it, even a couple hours a week, just like watching the module, taking what Sarah says and applying it it doesn't take that long. It's like the
Yeah.
path of where you are and the path of where you're going is a lot shorter than you think, and it's a lot easier to get there than you might imagine. It's not that difficult. Sarah, like the OMI course is really nicely laid out. It's very straightforward. I'm not a special person, but if you just apply yourself a little bit, even a little bit, you'll get that momentum rolling and it just takes off from there. You really have to ask yourself, like, if I was to make more money, if I was to have more free time, if I was to sleep more peacefully and do more things that I enjoy doing, what would I have to change in my life to achieve that goal? And if one of those things that you have to change is to stop editing till 5 o'clock in the morning and hire somebody who will do it for pennies on the dollar, then this is the path to get you there. Especially with weddings, like you'll shoot a wedding, you'll get a referral, and then like naturally your business will grow and grow. Like you have to be able to adapt if you want to eventually like hit this point where you're completely burnt out and whatever. Like you're on this trajectory. And if you don't do something even a little bit differently, you're gonna run into this wall and you're gonna get burnt out and you're gonna kind of
Yeah.
regress.
Well
Yeah,
said. Yeah.
it's
It is inevitable.
kind of, yeah,
Because
exactly.
there's different stages that a business goes through. And I remember hitting that wall when I was at 15 weddings a year. And it was like I'm working 12 to 15 hours, but I'm making not what I need. But
Mhm.
how can I make more money if I don't have more time? And then it's just a natural progression. So it's like a hey, celebrate that you're here. And then now it's time to just update how you do things a little bit.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
love how you shared. This was such a great perspective shift too, for you having gone through the process, that the path from there for them to start the course to actually get their time back with a VA and an editor is so much shorter than they are probably making up in their minds.
Way shorter. Yeah, exactly. Like you can be up and running what, within a week or two? It's
Yeah.
not that hard. It's really not that hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the front end stuff where you have to like watch a module, like that's not that hard. And then the copy and paste the ad or like customizing things with ChatGPT and whatever, you can do these things like that. And you could be up and running within a week, 2 weeks maybe, if you
Yeah.
really take your time on it. So it's not that difficult.
I love that. And also just to give you guys some perspective, like I definitely encourage my students to do things their way, what fits their needs, right? So just because Mark has two VAs and two editors, I don't want you to go into your head and let your mind trick you into overwhelm and think, oh, he has a big team and I'm not ready for a big team. Literally, there are students in OMI that their lives change like crazy from one VA, one editor, and just 15 hours saved a week. That's two
Mhm.
full working days. That is game changer in itself. And that's like the minimum result I really see OMIs get. Like I see people saving anywhere from 15 to 40 hours a week. But even if you're already saving at a minimum 15 hours a week, that's two full working days, your life has forever changed and in so many ways in the most affordable way. So
100%.
like if we calculate, let's say you're paying your VA, let's say $6 an hour times 15 hours a week. That's $90 a week times four. That's three, that's 360 a month for you to get 15 hours a week back for editing, for culling, for all these tasks. Like you could literally be working part-time hours, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're trying to juggle business and all these things. It's yeah, you'll be able to make so much more money. If you're investing $360 to get 90 hours back in a month, imagine if you just book two more sessions that month. It like you already make a profit. Like
Yeah.
just two sessions, like mini sessions even. Yeah.
For me, it's like what is the cost of not spending time with my dog or my girlfriend or going to the beach? Like how much money would I pay to get these things back in my life or to go
Oh,
surfing? And
yeah.
for me, like I love these things. And if I had to sit and edit and like call and just like bust my ass every single day and not be able to enjoy these things, it would be awful. And to spend $6 an hour to get these things back to go and enjoy these things in your life that you enjoy, it's just a no-brainer. Like if you think, oh man, I don't have time to go to the gym, or oh, I don't have time to do this. For $6, you can get a 1 hour long gym session while other people are doing things for you. You
Yeah.
know, totally off your plate. Yeah, like it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mark, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm so grateful that you're part of this community. I'm like, yeah, you've just given so much to everybody and I really appreciate it. And I'm just here celebrating you because you made this happen. You are the one that actually had the mindset that went ahead and followed the steps and you did the action and you made it happen. I'm so proud of you. And if anybody wants to connect with you, where can they connect with you?
First of all, I just want to say thank you. Like
Oh,
all credit goes to you because I would just be stuck in a rut without you. So I appreciate you setting up the space to have a community like the one you've created and like the Facebook group and the coaching calls. That's huge. Don't thank me, thank yourself because we're just here because of you. So
appreciate it.
yeah. And if anyone wants to connect with me, find me on Instagram or through my website, but Instagram is a great way to connect. So it's 824, so 8.2.4. It's a bit complicated, but it's spelled out. So like EIGHT space or period TWO period FOUR 824.
Awesome. And yeah, it'll be linked in the show notes so that you guys are like, what? What? And just click it in the show notes.
I know. I got to do something about
No, you don't. No, it's okay. If it's
it.
working, like essentialism, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome, Sarah. Thank you.
So, what the heck did you think about that episode? Wasn't it just like the whole episode was a mic drop? Like, beyond. I am just so impressed with Mark. I'm so grateful that he trusted me with this process. I'm so grateful that this is what I get to do to help photographers with their business and their life. Like, one of my favorite things about this is that what I help photographers with, it doesn't just affect the business in a sense of like, okay, do you want more bookings? Here's how to get more bookings. Or do you want to build a personal brand? Here's how to build a personal brand. Like for me to help photographers regain their energy, their time, it literally ripples into so many places, just like Mark was talking about. It ripples into how much money he can earn. It ripples into the quality time he gets to spend with his girlfriend, with his dog, on his well being. It like ripples everywhere. So when I think about now, I've been running Omi for like 6 years. It's been 6 years, and I've helped over 190 photographers with this. All I envision is this beautiful ripple effect that that makes in their worlds as well, individually, to their family and friends, to how inspired the people around them are that they created a new like type of success for themselves, or they get to work less, make more, actually have a balance, actually have a thriving business and create something where they're self-employed and they get to do what they love. Like that must have, I don't even know how it affects the world. So I am just so grateful. And 6 years in, and I'm still so freaking passionate about this. And I feel like I'm only getting started, honestly. And I would be so honored if you joined me and Mark and all the other OMI students on this journey to genuinely more time freedom, more energy freedom, everything like genuine freedom in your business. Because we all started our photography businesses, right? For freedom to be our own boss, to do what we love and make money at it, right? But somewhere along the way, as we grew it to this level, of oh my gosh, like my dream actually became a reality. I'm actually now booked up. I'm now actually making money from my passion for my craft. Somewhere along the way now, all that's happening is that you've just hit your head on a new level of success, and it's just time for you to do things a little bit differently so that you have the capacity to run the business that you created. I am like here celebrating you, congratulating you. I know the pain of it hurts right now of like, holy crap, I didn't expect this kind of busyness, right? I know it hurts, but oh my gosh, just imagine where you can be 1 year from now if you decide to shift things, decide to do things differently, and decide to go on this journey with me and the other OMI students. So I know this episode is coming out. What day is it? October 16th. This episode is coming out. So the doors to Omi, I only open them once a year, and they're opening next week, October 21st to October 29th. So mark your calendar. And I know a lot of you have been waiting for this moment, literally asking me, counting down the days. When do the doors open? When do the doors open? So mark your calendar. Also, I do want to touch on a huge mistake that I see so many photographers make when they listen to these episodes, they listen to these podcasts, and they get so ignited and inspired and excited that, oh my gosh, yes, outsourcing is the answer, right? But then the mistake that they make is that they go try to figure it out on their own from scratch. And I call this a mistake because 10 years ago is the very first time I decided to outsource. I saw no supportive education on this in the industry at all. I had no idea what I was doing. I had to literally throw spaghetti against the wall, constantly just like try something different, try something different. I spent so much time, so much money making mistakes, like doing all the things, doing some things right, a lot of things wrong. And it literally took me 2 to 3 years on my own to figure it out from scratch to finally get things to work. So I see this as a huge mistake because if I genuinely have the actual step by step workflows that have been tried and tested for 10 years now, like I'm literally an outsourcing photography expert, if you can have those to fast track, you're going to save yourself so much time, so much money. It's actually more expensive for you to not invest in Omi and try to figure it out from by yourself because you're going to waste so much money hiring the wrong people, time hiring the wrong people, not knowing how to properly train them. There's just so many things that if you were to figure out from scratch, it would take you 2 to 3 years, right? But with the step by step, like Mark said, it could take you 2 to 3 freaking weeks to get things in place. Like 2 to 3 weeks, because all you do is you watch a 5 minute video, you take the action. You watch the next 5 minute video, you take the action. Then you watch like maybe a 20-minute video, take the action. That's it. And so when you even think about Katie's story, the podcast episode before this episode, she even said that herself. She's like, yep, I was those. I was like, oh, I really want to invest in Omi, but like, you know what? I'm just going to figure it out on my own. And she went and tried and found her editor, right? And then that year, she had 30 weddings, and she was a first time mom to twins at the same time. And she was just like, regret. I regret. I should have just signed up for Omi sooner because then I could have been ahead. I could have not had that really hard season where she felt like she was straining her family by not being supported properly by the full outsourcing workflows that I teach inside of Omi. So this is like my like genuine like when I tell you my heart is like on fire and like vibrating right now giving you this advice, it's because I genuinely care and I genuinely don't want you wasting another year of this freaking burnout cycle. Like, I am super proud of the fact that I have a 365-day guarantee for Outsourcing Made Easy for the course because I believe that if you follow the steps, it will create the results that you hear in these success stories for you. That, like, I really want to give you that guarantee so that you don't feel 1 ounce of like, this is a risk. For me to invest in Omi, it's a risk. It's not. Because if it's not for you and you follow the steps and it doesn't work for you and you're like, this is not for me, I will just refund you the money. Like, you guys know me, I run like a human first business. I don't run a policy first business. And I energetically do not want to hold on to anyone's money where they don't feel like it's the right fit or they have huge, genuine regrets about it. Right. So yeah, like if you literally sign up for Omi, you commit, like Mark said, you do the work. Like, I am that confident that you will get the results, that you have a whole year to fucking implement it. And then in a year, guess what? You could be on this podcast sharing your success, inspiring other humans, inspiring other photographers to really truly live their lives away from a fucking screen. Because if you think about it, if we sleep, let's say 6 to 8 hours a day, right? It's all different for all of us, especially new parents. But if we sleep 6 to 8 hours a day, for example, then we spend 12 hours on a computer because of the workload like what we either have our eyes closed or we're staring at a fucking screen. And then where is that other time? Where is that time to like slow down, enjoy nature, really take in our kids' faces, their smiles, their eye contact? Like, where is that time to really take it all in without that background stress hum? You know, that stressful hum that happens when we're hitting burnout, when we're overworked? It's like it never goes away and it feels like it's in your chest, this anxiety, this heaviness. Like, I am here to help you get rid of that for fucking ever. And the things that you learn inside Omi are like timeless principles that even in 10 years, if you're like, I don't want to be a photographer anymore, I'm going to change things up. I have this new passion. The outsourcing skills are transferable. So no matter what business you open, you create, maybe even a secondary, with all the extra time you'll have on your hands, maybe you want to start mentoring other photographers, right? Like this will give you so much like time and space and understanding how to actually run a proper business and not be an employee in your business. So I say this with so much love, so much passion. I really love being straight up and honest with my students because I'm that loving friend that will objectively look at what is happening around you and tell you the truth so that, you know, you don't have to stay in that cycle with blind spots. And I'm here to lovingly snap you out of it and then invite you in and help you one step at a time get out of this burnout cycle of stress and build your mini freedom team. Like, that's such a fun term I've been using lately, freedom team. Like, how amazing does that sound? And don't get intimidated or overwhelmed by it because it's literally like it could just be a VA that helps you for 10 hours a week and an editor that helps you edit and save you 15 hours a week. You know, like that is your freedom team and it looks different for everybody. So, Mark has a different vision. He has a different business model for his business. So he has like multiple team members, right? Hi, I still have just a VA and an editor. Oh, and I have a bookkeeper as well. But like that's what I have. And that works for me right now. And you can do the same thing too. And you get to customize the type of help that you get. When you hire someone, you can even just hire them and have them be there on standby, ready for you whenever you have tasks for them. You don't even need to commit to like a weekly minimum, which is the beauty of it. Anyway, so all this said, Outsourcing Made Easy doors are open October 21st to 29th, 2025. So mark your calendar. If you are listening to this episode during those dates, then click the link in the show notes because it's going to take you straight to the registration page. And if everything in your body is like in your heart is, yes, I want this change, even though I'm fucking scared, even though I'm feeling uncomfortable, even though I don't know the how right now of how to do all the steps to get my time back. That's what OMI is for. Even though you're feeling all those things, if you know that this is the next step and it feels so aligned, you're going to still feel fear, then click the link, sign up, register, get in there, then you can just start watching the lessons and start getting your time back now. I have some people in the community who literally in one of the busiest times of the year have found an editor in about 2 to 2.5 weeks. And just like that, they like walked into this vortex of like, oh my God, so much time just opened up for me. So if you are someone who notices a pattern that you tend to need to edit all the way up until right before Christmas and you're literally stressing and exhausted for Christmas and you can't actually even relax because you haven't even figured out how to relax yet because your nervous system is so out of fucking whack. If that happens to you, then do it now. Find just an editor now. Use OMI in 2.5 weeks. Take the steps. You just need to allocate about 2 to 3 hours a week and about 6 or 7 or 8 hours invested in 2.5 weeks, and you'll find yourself an editor and they can fucking help you for the rest of the season and help you with the heavy lifting. And it's so affordable. Like, I teach my students how to find an amazing editor anywhere from 10 cents to 20 cents Canadian an image. So your time is now. You can reclaim your time now, and I'm here to help you. So if you're listening to this episode before the doors are open, click the link in the show notes anyway, because it's the waitlist link. But if you are listening to this episode October 21 to 29th, the doors are open and I am so excited to invite you in, to welcome you in. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this question: how many more seasons do you want to repeat this cycle? Because if you don't make a decision to do things differently now, proactively, for the next season ahead, next year will look a lot like this one. So this is your time to give yourself a promotion. Because what if burnout is actually your promotion? It's just a signal from your soul that you've outgrown the way of running a photography business. So I'm here to tell you, to empower you, to say, be the boss you want to be for yourself. Give yourself that promotion where you get a raise by increasing your capacity to take on more shoots and a lot more vacation time with how much more time you have on your hands. And you heard Mark, how different his life is now. You heard how much more time he has on his hands and how much more he's able to make. So I'm here to literally say, like, cheers to you. Like, congrats on getting your business to this point. And now it's time to level up again. And I'm here on the other side waiting for you with open arms. So join the OMI community in the link in the show notes. You definitely don't have to figure this out from scratch, and you definitely don't have to do it alone.